If you missed it in theaters, now is your time to check it out at home. It is now on DVD and Blu-ray, and it may be getting some awards love over the next few months. Let's talk about Past Lives. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film Past Lives. This was released in theaters a few months back and sort of did the whole indie theater circuit for a little while. It is an A24 release. Usually they sort of ramp up, few big cities at first and then eventually get to the major cities. But you know what? If it bypassed you a few months back, you can now check it out on DVD and Blu-ray, and it is available on demand as well. We're talking about Past Lives, and I think that this may be nominated for some big awards coming up. It is one of the most well-reviewed movies of the year. Let's talk about this in just a moment. First, though, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got a ton of great movie and TV reviews for you to check out. I try to post something new just about every day or every other day at least. So lots to peruse here, and playlists are the name of the game on the at the home base for the channel. So you don't have to sort of sift through everything because I know it's a lot. But 2023 movie releases, 2023 TV releases and reviews. You can check out all of those in nifty playlists on the homepage. All right, so let's check out Past Lives here. This stars Greta Lee, Teo Yu, and John Magaro, and this is written and directed by Celine Song in her directorial debut. Which is hard to believe because it hits a lot of the buttons that I think people that are 6, 7, 8 movies into their career are just sort of figuring out. So I have to give a ton of credit to the directing. And, if this is going to be a big year for female directors, which it might be, Greta Gerwig, obviously huge with Barbie. I think she'll be getting some directing nominations. But Celine Song could certainly get one or two as well with this. So the story basically is a little bit autobiographical for Song herself, but it takes these two childhood friends over the course of 24 years as they sort of navigate a relationship that they lost many years ago. They now are reuniting for the week when one of them is visiting the other's town, and their paths have reemerged once again. But a lot of emotions here at play, and it kind of goes from there. But yeah, they've taken different paths in their lives. So Greta Lee plays Nora, and then John Magaro plays Arthur, and then Teo Yu plays Hai Sung, who is Nora's, I think, husband. I'll be honest, it's been a little while since I saw this movie because I did watch it in theaters, but I think husband, but certainly, boyfriend or fiance or something. They're together, and so it's kind of up to him to sort of navigate through, okay, well, do I let my woman, meet up with this guy from her past that clearly, there's still some kind of feelings for, whatever. But look, this is a journey kind of a movie. And I mean that in not the sense of like actually going on a trip, but a sort of emotional journey, mental journey perhaps. And I think it poses a lot of what if questions to the viewer. Now, my biggest complaint about the movie, maybe my only complaint, I don't know, because the directing is so on point. We're capturing these really emotional scenes very well. And the score, it swells when it needs to and all of that. So everything there is great. But I will say, I would like to maybe watch this again because I was a bit tired when I saw it. And as it is, or it was on the big screen, I couldn't pause it or anything and come back to it. I did find myself a little bit bored. I think it is maybe too much of a slow burn. I mean, that's my only real gripe with this movie, that it maybe is too much of a slow burn. And I think that could be because we don't dive in as well as we could have to some of the characters themselves. I wasn't as emotionally invested as I feel Celine Song wanted me to be. But look, I think I'm probably in the minority because this thing is getting gangbusters reviews. So I'm willing to give it a little bit of a benefit of the doubt and say, okay, maybe I was having a little bit of an off day. I was definitely tired, when I got to the theater. So should I have watched, a think piece that's, half subtitled? I'm not sure. But the performances here are just outstanding. I was really unfamiliar with all three of them. I don't know. Maybe I've seen them do other things, but Lee, Yu, and Magaro, I don't really know them. And I thought they all gave great performances. Specifically, I think we could maybe see a Best Actress nomination for Greta Lee. Because just her sort of subtlety with maybe not getting into her mind, but you can kind of gauge how she was feeling emotionally just from her expressions and the way she was holding herself and carrying herself, and that is not simple to do sometimes, with, like I said, they didn't sort of spoon feed us about these characters. I think what we know about them, we maybe sort of deduce some of the things that they're not necessarily telling us flat out, and I think she did great at those really kind of subtle movements and whatnot, to convey that, and as a result, songs, directing kind of complemented that very well, because the whole movie kind of really was like that. Very, very emotional. And it did make me, think about the past and people from my past, and what if those paths converge differently. A lot of movies have done that, but this one does it very, very well. It really hits the nail on the head, especially with talking about childhood friends, as opposed to, okay, 5 years ago, whatever, 10 years ago, but people from your childhood coming back decades later, and wanting to sort of perhaps be a part of your life again, perhaps more than that. So it definitely, for me, raised some interesting kind of what if scenarios in my head. And I think that's what the director wanted us to do. I really think that Song kind of had that in mind, not to speak for her, but certainly that was oozing off of the screen. So I'm hoping that's what she had intended, because it certainly worked if it is. So anyway, like I said, I did find it a little bit of a slow burn, a little bit too much perhaps, and a bit boring in places. So for that, I will not give it sort of, as high a grade as maybe some of the other critics out there. But I thought it was still very riveting. I think we'll see it a lot on the award circuit coming up. I leave Past Lives with an A-. And like I said, you can see that now on DVD or Blu-ray, or it's on demand as well for rent or purchase. All right, thanks so much for watching Dan Reviews It, and we'll see you next time.